friends and I, we were trick-or-treating a few years ago. When we were 13 to 14 years old, this was our second year going without any of our parents coming with us. So we were very excited to roam around the neighborhood collecting candy and just having a good time. Something we do every year before Halloween was plan out our trick-or-treating route so that we could go to our biggest houses in hopes to get full-sized candy bars. Earlier this year, a whole street of newly built luxury homes were finally finished and the people had moved in, so we decided to start there and then make our way around to the older neighborhoods afterwards. These new streets of houses wasn't too far from my place, so we all met at my house on Halloween evening. Then we headed out to begin the trick-or-treating. We stopped at a few houses on the way just for some extra candy and then turned down the sidewalk and led to the new streets. To our surprise, we didn't see any other walk or any other kids walking around here. We figured we were the first ones and we got really excited and ran over to the first house. A kind older man opened the door and gave us each a full-size Hershey's chocolate bar. Once we were out of the driveway, we all got super excited as we were already off to a good start. But as we rang the next doorbell, nobody answered, and neither did the next house or the one after that. One thing about this street was that each house had a really big yard, so the walk between them would take almost 2 or 3 minutes. After about 10 houses not answering, we were starting to feel like we were wasting our Halloween here and not getting anything. We could see the next house though, and it was the biggest on the street as far as we could see, so we agreed to try there first. This house had a really long driveway and led to an even larger circle driveway. As we were walking up, I saw a woman looking at us from the small window right next to the door, but as soon as I made eye contact with her, she quickly backed away. I figured she was just waiting for trick-or-treaters, and I was just glad to see that someone was home and hopefully had some candy for us. We got up onto the porch and rang the doorbell. Almost immediately, a woman opens the door, and standing behind her was another older woman, the same one that I see in the window. They both smile as we say trick-or-treat. Then she opens the door wider, revealing a huge round table set up inside of their large entrance room. On the table was pretty much every kind of candy you could find at the store. I couldn't believe someone would spend this much on Halloween candy, but with a house like this, I guess it made sense. She told us to come in and chose two of whichever candy we wanted. Without hesitating, we all ran in and over to the table to look at everything they had. All of us in that moment were so happy getting to decide on pretty much whatever candy we wanted. But as I was trying to decide on what my second choice would be, I hear the door slammed shut. All of us turn and look at the woman standing right by the door, still smiling at us. She then asked us to stay here for just a minute. She forgotten to put out some dessert for us to have on her way out, and then she walked away quickly. I looked around, noticing the other woman wasn't there anymore either. I could tell all of us were panicking and scared. Only seconds later, footsteps started coming towards us from the hall. I immediately ran for the door and opened it, letting all of us outside as we could hear the woman call out for us to wait. We all ran down the driveway and didn't stop till we got all the way back to my house. We sat on my driveway, terrified and confused as to what just happened. We talked about telling my parents, but we knew they yelled at us for stupidly going into the house. When we were told so many times before to not go into anyone's home, so we didn't say anything. After a little bit, we ended up continuing our trick-or-treating in my neighborhood, being a lot more cautious and trying to make sure we weren't the only kids walking around. It was definitely a weird thing that happened to me on Halloween, and my friends and I still talk every Halloween about what we think those women were trying to do and what would happen if we stay in their house for dessert.